Welcome back to the Global Loot League Wingman Duo third-person tournament. We've just been doing the 5 games of Europe, and now we're gonna throw ourselves over 5 games of NA squads. We have 3 lobbies going.
Duos.
Sorry. We have
so used to squads.
So used to squads. We have 3 lobbies going with 40 duos in each.
Yep.
And we actually have some very surprising good teams showing up some of their good players.
Yeah, there's going to be 3 lobbies of NA, so less teams obviously in NA than EU. So there's only going to be 3 lobbies, 40 teams on each lobby, and this time it's going to be best of 5 that's going to qualify instead of best of 4 that we had in EU. So they're going to have like an easier route in, but looking at the teams and looking at the lobby we're going to be shoutcasting, it looks like a really tough competition. Tougher than the one we casted earlier, I would say.
Yeah, I would say too. And we can take a look at the format right now. So we see here we have 3 NA lobbies. That's the top 5 teams in each lobby of the 40 teams. That's gonna go on. 39 total duos going through, and then the wild card outside these top 4 and top 5s is gonna be the top killing team is gonna get that wild card and get into the grand final tomorrow, which is going to start at 7 p.m. CET and 1 p.m. EST. That
is right. And the highest kill right now, the bar is, I believe, 23 kills from EU side. So NA, if they want to qualify, they need to get 23 kills to be...
24.
24 kills, yeah. Maybe, I don't know what would happen if it's 23. What did they tie?
Then it's the higher placement, I believe.
I would guess so, yeah. The higher placement of the 2. So
and
here are the qualifiers of the EU from each lobby.
And we saw, 6.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, here we go. We only have 5 lobbies. We have 6 lobbies, but we have the lobbies here. Battalion and XMLP going through. Borg and X. Oh, it's
all mixed up. It's not on the same lobby. It's all just the qualified ones.
Katzen and Kronex, Copper Magic Pete. Just going through them all. A lot of known names.
A lot of known names.
Unknown names as well.
Yeah, there's a few
coming
unknowns.
In surprisingly.
Not that many though. I mean, I kind of know most of the teams here.
Yeah.
At least 90% of them, I would say.
Yeah.
Just well-known teams, which we knew was going to go down.
Expected it at least.
Expected, yeah. Who are you out of the ones? I mean, we only saw lobby 1. Who are most impressed or like looking forward from this EU qualification right now? I mean, James and Ibiza, they got the most skills, so they're obviously in the charge right now, but we got to see, for example, Velo and Rafi, which are not known players in the competitive scene. I know Rafi's been playing in PUBG Online since the very beginning, but he hasn't had a team for a while, so he's a really solid player, as you saw, like I was talking about them. I think they were the most impressive for me as
in our lobby at least.
In our lobby. 100%. I mean, Kane and Wick had an incredible series, and they did end up coming like 25th place on the last game. That kind of didn't end up in. I don't think they ended up first place at the end.
No, they like 2nd or 3rd. But they secured themselves 4 really good games that secured them a spot for the grand final tomorrow or today, actually, in EU time. Tomorrow in A time. But yeah, we're gonna be running 3 lobbies, BO5. We're gonna be running a Erangel, Miramar, Erangel, Miramar, and Erangel. Yep. And I'm kind of excited to see these NA teams, how they play Erangel and Miramar.
Yeah, I mean more Miramar, because the NA scene is, they've been scrimming it more than EU for sure. They like it more, so I'm curious to see how they would play it around. I imagine it's going to be more or less the same, because the EU side did play most of it on foot and stuff like that. There was more action, so I'm curious to see where they will drop, if they're going to go Picado, because
we're going to have some Picado boxing ring champions.
I know the lobby we're going to be casting, we have Team Totality, which they love to drop to Picado. We have Interrogate and Purdy playing there, so I'm imagining they're going to drop there, so I'm curious to see which other team is going to contest them, because other teams know that they drop Picado from squads, so I'm curious if they're going to fight for it or not. Yeah.
I believe we also have Cloud9 represented, Moody and Frolicher. And we have Ghost Gaming, Austin and Define Legit. And that's some pretty big names. So we have like at least a top 4 like really performing teams, and I expect actually 2 or 3 of these teams coming out as a top 4 placement in our lobby. So I'm kind of excited to see what's gonna happen there. Obviously, we've been on for 5 hours now, so if we look tired, I do apologize. But
been traveling all day as well. I woke up at like 9 a.m. today, just to go get a train. Well, not a train, a taxi to the airport. That was 2 hours away. Then waiting in the airport for 2 hours, and getting a flight for 4 hours. Then I come here. I go to the hotel, and then straight into the studio. Like literally no time to prepare anything like that. Yeah, 3 minutes to literally prepare. I just came to the studio, and.
Like 2 or 3 minutes, then we started.
Yeah.
But as we talked about earlier, we're gonna see these teams going head to head in a they're not used to play third person. They play first person. They're not used to play duo. Well, not a lot. They play squad. They play first person. But this is a fun and different kind of tournament.
Exactly.
And I actually had a lot of fun casting it, and I had a lot of fun watching it as well. It was a good amount of entertainment and good amount of kills, and it was through the whole match. Some went into the circle extremely early. Others they stayed out for a lot of time. And what do you expect coming into this? Do you have a set top 4 that you want to just shout out now, or are you just waiting for some of these surprising teams? I mean, for me, Cloud9, Totality, Ghost Gaming, Gambino, that's a pretty set top 4.
That's in our lobby, obviously. Those are going to be the favorites going in. I don't know much of the NA scene. I don't know the players. I just know those specific teams they just said from this lobby that we're going to catch. I don't think we have the names right now to put on screen, but once we do, we can just do an overrun of that. But yeah, Team Totality, Interrogate and Purdy are playing together, Frolica and Moody, Define and Austin, and I think Tumei and Ashtek from Gambino. Those are obviously going to be the ones to look out in this match and see if they're. I don't know. I guess they're all going to drop different spots because as in their squads they have their own towns when they play Wrangel and Miramar. I don't think they contest each other, so I guess they're going to spread out. But you know, all these new random new players that might be playing in this tournament are going to drop against them. See how they handle those situations. But I'm curious to see how it's going to go down.
I'm just looking forward to the Miramar action in Picado and Hacienda.
We didn't get to see much of that in EU, to be honest.
No,
we saw like one game. 3 teams Picado, one kind of they ditched, and then there was only one fight in Picado. So I hope NA is more of a Picado than EU. I was kind of disappointed. I was pretty disappointed in that.
But yeah, in not so long we're gonna be throwing off Wrangel, and I think people are gonna take it extremely serious. We also have some prizes we're gonna talk about later. But this is also about the honor, you know, being the best duo, being the best TPP duo, and also proving this. But another thing I want to talk to you about as well is these Asian teams. They play TPP. They play it all the time, and I've seen some of these, you know, the footage, the VODs and everything. And I didn't see the same play style that you see from the Asian scene in TPP. The prone, you know, like they spam prone.
The dolphin.
I didn't see that a lot in the.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it got nerfed one of the patches.
Oh, it did? Okay.
I heard it's. I don't know. I don't play TPP, so I'm not spamming that prone button. But as far as I heard, I think it got nerfed. Either that or the EU teams don't like using it. But definitely in the Asia, they love proning up and down when they're up and hill and down hills, just to get that extra view and hide themselves when the teams are pushing and stuff like that, which is really viable. The Koreans just push or the Asian scene. I mean, mainly the Koreans. They kind of push the game to the limit, right? They try to find everything you can to your abilities. So I'm really curious to see how the Korean scene develops. I mean, they're in TPP right now, and I know most of the Western scene like FPP, but I've heard that they're actually practicing a lot of FPP as well. So, and there's going to be future tournaments in that. I know IEM is doing invitational of Koreans, and I think Starlada is inviting Asian teams too. So I'm really curious to see how they're going to fare up against the Western. So here we have the lobby up of the one we're going to be casting today. I believe it's lobby 1, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct, yeah.
We're going to be shoutcasting, and we have, as you see in this list, we have a few unknown names. Obviously, I don't know. I recognize that Cannon and Outlaw from NA, Define Legit, and Austin from Ghost Gaming in this lobby. Who else we got here? Moody and Frolica from Cloud9, as we mentioned.
Pretty Curdy and Interrogate from Totality, obviously.
Yep.
Sharpshot HD as well, and Pistola Time, I recognize them as well. I can't remember what team they're playing from right now. Taylor Jane, Hush Jimmy. Timmy Tinkletoes.
Timmy Tinkletoes, all right. That's my favorite right now. I'm going to be cheering for Timmy Tinkletoes. Definitely has the best name in this lobby.
And of course, Duma and Ashek from Gambino. And it looks like we're not having a full lobby this time either, missing out 7 teams. The lobby 1 in EU was also missing out 8 teams. So there's going to be fewer teams to kill. We're going to see like a different amount of kills coming into this because, of course, there's 14 less players to kill.
Yep.
And 24 kills to get the wildcard right now. So if you don't end in top 5 in either lobby, you need 24 kills or higher to get that wildcard if you want to secure that. So 5 kills each game. Quick maths. 25.
Yeah, 25.
So it should be a fair average, and I think some teams are actually gonna try to go for those kills each game, and not just the placement and go safe. Try to make some high kill scores, make that scale points going.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, you can also go for specific spots that maybe teams are going to be going for. Like if you just want to go for kills, like if you know a weak team is going, let's say they're going school, maybe you can just like go to Rozhok and just sneak up on them and get those 2 easy kills on school or something like that, and then just move on from there. Just every game do that. Just set a trap against another team that maybe it's rotating just to get like free kills, because you can do that, and you can do that in squads as well. You can set traps against other teams, because if you study them, how they rotate out of that town, you can just set a specific trap, maybe just to get 1 kill, but that will get your ball rolling, right? In terms of kills. So I don't know if teams will adapt in that way in here, but I will be fun to see if they do. Yeah,
I'm just really curious to get started and excited to get started, and I hope we see some awesome action so we don't fall asleep here in Stockholm. But I believe we are soon going to be ready with that. And I'm actually super excited to see who's going to take my favorite spot, Kameshki.
Kameshki again, yeah. The best spot in the game.
I did call a top 5 going out for Joe Awesome. But
they ended up winning one of the games.
Yeah, they did.
Did they win Kameshki?
No. Unfortunately.
Okay. Then Kameshki is not the best place in the game then.
No.
Where did they go though, that game, specific game? Game 5? We need to find out. That's a new spot.
New meta. The reason why I like Kameshki actually, you go far away, nobody likes it, and if you want, you can split jump it, go Stalp and Kameshki. You usually don't get contested.
In NA, people go Stalp and Kameshki a lot more, yes. In EU, Kameshki is not really seen that much. Like you said, only you are going there nowadays.
Obviously, me alone.
You alone are going there, but in NA, I know Cloud9 sometimes go Stalp. Really? I think Ghost Gaming sometimes have gone there, if I'm not mistaken. And a few other teams go Kameshki. Like it's kind of like a meta in NA, I would say. It's the Stalba Kameshki area. There's always 1 team per tournament, so I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty confident to say there's going to be a team at Kameshki, for sure.
Yeah, I think we're going to see, it's going to be the same as EU right here. So the tactic going into this is going to be not just go for a lot of kills, but coming into the zone center early. 5 teams are going to do that, I presume. 5 teams are going to go really early, and then we're going to see some late movers. But you can play, you can play this in different ways. You can either edge your way in, or you can go center super early. It's kind of the same strats and the same 2 metas that we see in squad, but we have a lot more teams on foot.
I hope the NA scene were watching the EU games, because one thing that I would pick up from the EU, the duos, was that being outside the circle or coming in late was costly, as we saw from Velo and Velociraptor and Raffi. They had 2 games where they came in late. They had bad time. There was a lot of stragglers, like I said. There's not enough vehicles for these 40 teams or 30 teams. So you're going to have a lot of stragglers around the edges of the circle. So if you're coming in late, that's not the ideal. So Raffi and Velo, they adjusted. They fixed that.
They got punished twice.
Yeah, they got punished twice. They said, we're done with that. And then the 3rd game, they went in and started going in early, and they ended up qualifying. So I hope NA sees this. I think in duos, going center actually helps out more, because you when you go play edge, there's more fights, and you know what, like for example in IP, they were fighting on the edge, they got knocked, and then another team capitalized. It's easier to capitalize on fights in edge. So center play actually is a lot better, I would say, than in squads.
Yeah, and when you get those knocks, because it's only 2 guys in a team, obviously it's duo, but when you get those knocks, you want to see those guys pushing, and you saw that, especially Kane and Wick here at Team Perch. they heard people fighting. They saw knocks in the kill feed, and they were able to capitalize on that and actually wipe Nip after their fight.
Yep.
And they played really well in that game and actually took the win home with 2 guys alive in the end. But I think we're gonna see more teams doing this kind of like strat, where they see knocks and they're gonna push.
Yeah, in duos it's much easier to do these pushes than in squads. In squads, knocks don't mean anything because people will hold every different angle. But in duos, once you get a knock, you know that he has to revive him. So pushing is really ideal. Like aggressive play plays out better in duos, I would say, for sure.
And that's also why we're going to see a lot more action for this different tournament, but very entertaining for me. It's been...
it's actually been more fun than I thought it would. I mean, I'm not a fan of TPP. I've always liked duos though.
Yeah.
I started with duos, like when I played with Molman in way back in DreamHack, and even before that, I used to grind the leaderboards in duo. I never really liked squads at the beginning because duos you have there's more skill in individual. I would say like individual skill shows more because there's more fights, and you know, getting a knock you can push together. While squads is just more macro play. Yeah. So it's been fun, man. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, same. And yeah, it's when we play squads and when we see these 16 to 20 teams going head to head, we have no action in the beginning because they take a town each and they loot. Somebody go South George, 2 teams go and they don't engage each other unless they're really aggressive. But in duo, there's not enough cities. There's not enough spaces. There's not enough places to go.
There's bound to be fights.
It's bound to be fights in the beginning and throughout the whole game. And even when people move in, they're because people don't. Everyone doesn't have a vehicle, so they're running in the open, trying to get in, and they're getting super.
And it's not so bad being out in the open as well, because you can still get, like, if you're in like we saw in one specific game, we saw a team that was outside the circle, they had to push in, but if they just get that one knock, they can push into that team, you know what I mean? So it's not like in squads where it's much tougher to push in.
Yeah, and we're gonna restart the lobby real quick. We didn't get everybody in, and of course we don't want to miss out on the good action, so we lost a couple of players, and we're gonna restart the lobby. So we're gonna be starting the games in about 5 to 6 minutes. But hang on, we're gonna continue to talk about the games and also analyze some of the Miramar games. Because I think what we saw in Miramar as well, we actually saw the water circle.
Yeah, surprisingly. We had water circles in Erangel and Miramar. Yeah. It was a pretty tough circles for EU, in Lobby 1 at least. We only saw Lobby 1, there were 6 lobbies. Hopefully we get to see a bit of softer circles, not enough, like less
hopefully a little more centralized, a little more land circles. Can we request this, please? That would be really nice. And also maybe some of the like the top, like northern, northwestern on Miramar, where it's super richy. There's a lot of mountains and also a lot of open areas, and we're gonna see these teams having to like utilize such as smokes, stuns, and because it's very there's a lot of desert up there. There's not a lot of compounds, so if you don't get a compound, you have to like rotate and you have to move in a total different angle because you're not going to be able to go into this compound because you have 2 mountains around it, moving down to that, and you're not going to be able to come into that. So you have to rotate and really see people utilizing these smokes and running this. And also, we are running different settings. We are running the standardized competitive settings. So we have smaller circle in the beginning, but slower moving and bigger circles to mid to late game. So we're gonna be seeing people being able to run in instead of having to chase the circle, but also the circle does more damage. So this blue healing strats and staying out of the blue a long time is not going to be viable, or it shouldn't be at least.
Creates more like a fluid amount of kills throughout the whole game instead of like early it's slow and then mid to late game they have to rush in just a circle just because it's like half of the previous one, and the time of the speed of the circle is really fast as well. This one is just more like it eases into it. Like the whole game is just like casual fights, and then you do have that like mid to late game where it is a bit more heavy than usual, but it's not as much as like the default settings that we play in PUBG.
And we also see the new test servers. They've pushed PUBG Corp has pushed these new settings. I don't know how identical they are, but they're definitely gonna help on the pub games as well. And people are gonna be more alive towards the end. I hope.
I hope so.
Instead of we're gonna be playing pubs with 28 alive after the first circle shrink. It's not as fun as playing competitive, in my opinion. But But Miramar.
The beauty. I mean, talking about that, like the beauty of PUBG is like as a new player that maybe is watching right now, a viewer that's not into competitive or hasn't played any tournaments, like the difference between a normal PUBG game to just a tournament game is so much higher. Like I look forward to scrimming and playing tournament games so much more because there's so many so many players left alive at the end of the circles, right? In PUBG, like in normal games, people just drop Picardo, like half the server drops Picardo, and then you're just like trying to drive around just looking for kills, and it kind of can get a little bit boring sometimes. And hopefully these circles, like you said, encourages that. I mean, I feel like people are still going to drop Picardo and there's going to be a lot of action, but hopefully with like a better leaderboard system in the future and stuff like that, we can have more competitive games and new players can get into that, right? Because new players right now, they don't experience what we're experiencing.
No. They experience the public leaderboards with 20 people alive and 30 people alive. But we are going to have a short break starting up the new settings and the new circle, the new server, sorry, and getting all those teams in. So we're going to throw to a short break, and after that, we're going to be ready for some duo TPP action. And welcome back to the Global Loot League Duo third-person tournament. We just had some minor issues. We do apologize for that, but we're going to be ready in a short period to have the last game going. I am kind of excited to see which teams of these maybe favorite teams are going to survive this. I do have 4 favorites.
Yep.
Known teams, but I kind of hope there's going to be a surprise in there for us as well, coming out from unknown to maybe hero, if we see that. What do you think? Do you think we're going to see surprise, or do you think it's just going to be the 4 teams we expect to go to top 4?
I don't know, because like I said earlier, I'm not too knowledgeable about the NA scene. Like in the EU scene, I knew a few like hidden names that people didn't know about that could surprise, and they ended up kind of surprising. In the NA scene, it's just, for me, it's going to be maybe I just don't know. So it's going to be a surprise no matter what, I guess. And here we have the map coming up, the plane from the southeast going up to the north middle of the map, going past probably shooting range. So it's kind of a middle-ish plane path, I would say. Almost every spot we'll be able to get to.
Not a bad plane, I'd say.
We have 26 teams, unfortunately, in NA Lobby 1.
It's going to be a bit easier coming into top 5 here. A little less teams that we expected, but that's okay. But yeah, 26 teams. Top 5 is going to go through, and we've already called out the top 4 that we think is going to go through, or we might expect to go through. Let's see what's going to happen here. We see Ashek and Tumai from Gambino.
They're going to take Milta Power's side.
Yes, and they're going to be all alone doing it. And then we, of course, have our new favorite name, Timmy Tinkletoes and Sammy Slimy Sloot.
The south of them. Sammy Slimy Sloot. Right, those are the favorites to win the whole thing right now.
This is the underdog story that we should elaborate on.
And before they're like hidden names of pros or something, they're just like it's like FaZe or something, or one of the FaZe guys, or Vitality, or like
that'd be kind of funny. Meta Grenade and Boomso and these guys, they're gonna be jumping into the Pochinki area. So Meta Grenade looks to be
one team in Pochinki. Seems pretty spread out. No teams like contesting each other right now. We got a central circle. Some action going on from back of the buggy right now, as the Durex is taking some shots at the Dacia that was driving past. He's going to jump onto the UAZ and they're going to rotate. And so it is a super central-ish circle. I mean, a little bit northeast-ish, but this is what we would like to see.
This is a good circle. Yeah. It can still end around some rush shock water-ish area, but I'd still
You just jinxed it.
No, yeah, sorry, sorry.
It's just going to 100% end the pool northwest of the S9 now.
Probably maybe the island around the western side there on the map, but that's probably the worst water circle we can have. But that doesn't matter. We're going to be seeing teams doing good anyway. And we have Pistola Time and Sharp Shot HD.
They're spreading out in South George with the containers. North George is one team. There's one team at Zaki. Novo has 2 teams spread out, but not like against each other right now. One team is in the containers. The rest is by the bridge. No teams really on top. No teams are going to be fighting. They've all spread out. They're all looting pretty separately.
We also only have 26 teams, as we talked about earlier. Like if you have these 40 teams, and it's not going to be enough cars. It's going to be contested all around. But with these 26 teams, I think that people are able to spread out and loot them middle-sized compounds. We also see Froliger and Moody here in looting the Pufka. They're going to be looting that alone. To mine, Ashik is going to loot Milta Power, and we're going to have one team trying to get to military as well, looting that. One team in Pochinki. It's just split around here. Define Legit and Austin is looting north of Rushok. And we also have Meta Grenade trying to get back to his teammate. Kitties are so nice. Also a new favorite name for me.
Kitties are so nice indeed.
Yeah.
Is that Meta Grenade's teammate?
It is. Meta Grenade and Kitties are so nice. It's 2 good names, I'd say. And we have Maragan Command Amanda as well.
This might be the first action of the game, actually. Commando and Marok are sneaking up on Rozak right now. Well, there's another team, but I think they're just looting without knowing that there's team around there. But I would imagine they might meet up with Vorax pretty soon.
If they saw him jumping down, I mean, they probably jumped in the eastern compound.
Yeah, they seem to be aware. The way Commander Manda is just approaching this wall and looking over. I guess they know the teams around Rozhok.
Yeah.
Marok only had a shotgun though, which isn't really most ideal. I think he just switched to a possible AR. I'm not too sure, and might have spotted somewhere.
Fergus might be aware of these guys pushing in now. It doesn't look like he's aware at all. So he's just going to continue looting here and running. He doesn't look around, so he's not aware if he's going to be pushed. So they might just be able to sneak on it up. And they're kind of split as well, looting a little away from each other. And not that good loot yet. A shotgun and an AK and some level 1 gear. And they're going to keep looting Rozhok right here.
This is type of the aggression and action I was talking about earlier. Like Marok and Commander Manda, they dropped east of Rozhok, and they knew a team landed at Rozhok, and they just looted quickly and sneak up on them, maybe get a cheeky little kill. And Vorax and Kiro don't expect that, because when you land Rozhok and you don't see anyone nearby, maybe you see them east of Rozhok, you don't expect them to push. So unfortunately, they didn't see any openers, like they didn't see them expose themselves, so they're falling back. But it was a good idea, especially in the middle of the circle. Like they didn't risk any positioning or anything like that. They're still dead center, so a good attempt to maybe get us killed, but maybe they do that again in the next few rounds. We see a few teams already starting to rotate earlier, much faster than we saw on the EU side. The EU side took a little bit longer to rotate, but we're seeing a few teams already kind of going into the middle. We see Totality there. Moody is already looted from Lipovka. He's rotating alone, so he's going to try to grab a compound by himself.
4K here. He's going to check that. M249, he's going to grab that and the ghillie and adrenaline. It's going to be looted up. The M249, how do you like that?
M249, in my opinion, in at least squads, is definitely the gun. Like, it's the best gun you want to have from a crate, even stronger, in my opinion, than an AWM. Just because it's a vehicle killer. Yeah. The M249 just melts vehicles. So in squads, everyone has a vehicle. Everyone's rotating. We got an action going on here with Rectify fighting against Marok. Shooting from pretty far. We can't see right now because it hasn't rendered in, but it's pretty far shots with only a hollow sight. Landed a couple of shots, but they're behind a wall right now. See Totality Terror is rotating in behind that compound too.
It looks like that Taro lost his teammate as well, pretty Curdy here. So they tried to rotate into that area, and it looks like he died. Yeah, he did indeed die. So Tara,
that's not good.
He lost his teammate right there. Define Legit actually contesting right here in the compound with Moody.
Moody did rotate with the vehicle from Lipovka right into this compound, and Divine Legit was looting on foot, so he came in.
Who's going to get shot at?
Yeah, Divine Legit and his teammate are surrounding Moody right now, and Moody is alone.
This is Ghost Gaming versus Cloud9 heads up.
Not the two teams you want to have fighting against each other so early on.
Not if you want them in the grand final, but if these guys want to contest and want to get the other guys out.
I think Austin is pushing in with a vehicle on the west side now. It's going to help Define Legit. I'm pretty sure they know it's only one player, so they're most likely going to go for the push.
And Austin saw him going upstairs right there, so he can just... One guy can hold the stairs right here, and the other guy can throw in a nade if they have that.
Yep, I hear a nade already.
He's going to pick that up.
Yep, he's going to throw a nade in that little gap, and Define's going to hold the stairs.
Does he have another nade? Austin get a little excited right there. Missed the shot. And he's going to knock it.
Define Legit with a good push. Nice Tommy gun action, close quarters. It's actually pretty freaking good.
Tommy gun is really viable, actually.
Yep. I don't like the iron sides of it, though. No. Like medium range, but once, like, if you just hip fire, like close range, it's really, really strong. And Define Legit using it to its potential there. Luckily, C9 still have Frolica. You see him on the east side of the map rotating, so they still have one guy. Timmy Tinkletoes is rotating with Sammy Slimmy Slut. They're walking up to Rectifier's compound, and they're gonna fall back as soon as they heard those shots. They probably thought it was free.
Oh, nice shots!
Good shots from Sammy.
Right there. And they're gonna be Sammy Slimy Sloot is gonna run away and try to survive this. Blue is gonna take some shots.
Yeah, they probably thought that compound was free. He started walking up it and then heard the shots, and then you saw him turn instantly. He's like, "I'm out."
And Timmy Tinkletoes is gonna leave Sammy Slimy Sloot out here, and he's not gonna pick him up. So he's just gonna jump into another compound. Also another really good compound in this zone, but we're going to see also Austin and Define Legit has a really good compound in that God compound west of Yasnaya right there. So we're going to see this zone moving in soon, and we actually see a lot of teams utilizing this early push to middle to center, kind of like the strats are in the squads, more than EU actually did.
Yeah, we're seeing more mid play than EU. EU were kind of playing edge, coming in late. We see a few teams, but definitely the concentration is higher in NA than EU.
Yeah. Expect 5 second shot here on T-Sin. Hit some shots on the Knap Kinator.
Crashes against the tree. That's the most ideal spot to crash when the Tinkle Toes is on his toes, shooting at them. But it crashes again against the rock. The driving from NA is not most ideal, unfortunately, but luckily manages to escape and leave his teammate. I'm going to park up the top of the hill. This is actually not a bad spot. I think in duos it's pretty hard to control.
Oh, yeah.
Early game, I don't think you're going to get pushed out of this, so they should be fine for now. But late game, if they want to hold this hill, it could be tough because there's so many different angles people can push up on you.
Yeah. T-Sin's going to survive with these two guys, but Sammy Sloot and Sammy Dinkletoes is going to be aware of where these guys are. And Marek and Commander Manda is probably going to be staying in that compound, but it's super... the composition of teams in the centralized areas already really... Like, we have a lot of teams... Obviously, they push early, but this is more like a lot more than the EU guys do.
Yeah, this is what you normally see in like squads right now, and in duos, I would imagine it would be more spread, but kind of being centered. We see Team Gambino were rotating on the east. I'm curious to see what compound they want to settle with. So the team that landed in Rozhok just taking one of the compounds and just waiting prone on, and watching on north and south for any movement. Terrorgate lost his teammate, unfortunately, early on. Is now on this 3-story flat top God compound in Rozhok.
Pistola Time and Sharpshot HD here, also in Rozhok, trying to take one of those prime houses here in Rozhok. Also super centralized, but let's see if they're inside for some time yet. And we also see KSN Kickstart being contested in the compound up here to the northwest.
See, Team Gambino just knocked out Twitch Wood Squad. And killed him. They were sneaking up on the hill, got an angle on him, and knocked him out and finished him, whilst his teammate, I think, was also rotating, and I believe they killed them both. So Gambino just secured 2 kills and the positioning. And the position that the Gambino have right now is really good in my opinion, because if it shrinks south, they're really prime. If it shrinks north, they can still crash into Yasnaya, which isn't an issue. And they have an like a lot of info of the whole field of the hay barrels and stuff like that. So an action going here for Boogie and Soul Breather.
KSN Kickstart taking out Soul Breather.
Soul Breather, sorry.
And I Mossy and KSN Kickstart, they're going to be waiting for Boogie to do something here.
I Mossy and KS Kickstart also 2 really experienced players. I recognize these names, so they're in the NA scene for sure. So Boogie in a 1v2 situation right now.
With a Vector, really strong weapon in these kind of compounds.
That is very true, yeah. That's going to be really tough to push if I was IMRC.
Especially with the TPP. If he pushes really aggressively, he could just walk out and melt him with the gun.
Yep, this definitely benefits more Boogie on this camera angle than anyone else trying to push up there.
I love this UI here. We have the both of them being able to see, have some double camera action here right now. And he's not going to push up to him. He's just going to wait for him. He doesn't have any more nades maybe, so he's not going to be able to throw a nade up there.
Yeah, if you don't have nades, it's pretty scary to push up. I mean, we saw it earlier with Ghost Gaming. Like, they pushed up to Moody, which was pretty scary. Like, they used one nade, but then they didn't have any. Like, they could have lost a player doing that. Talking about Define Legit, he just got a knock on Lionheart. That was south of the gas station on the Wizard Tower.
Good compound also to take before going into Yasnaya. If this zone flips Yasnaya, it's just so easy to breach. So usually teams don't go that early into Yasnaya because you can always breach Yasnaya.
Yeah,
you can
always
always
have one compound, one house that you can take in Yasnaya.
You kind of want to stay outside until it flips Yasnaya 100%.
Ashek landing some really good shots into Kitties are so nice and meta. Grenade. They had to stop at that little dip there and are now taking cover behind a rock and probably going to heal. And his teammate Tumai is getting a really good angle from the west side. landing some really good shots. He's gonna keep on going and get a better angle.
Nice angle and nice push here from Tumai.
But obviously the team know about this because this is third person. If this was FPP, that team behind the rock would have no idea that Tumai was getting this angle. But now that it's third, they see him perfectly. Yeah. So it's gonna be tougher to do these pushes in third person.
Oh, nice headshot really right there, Meta. And Kitties as well. They're low and he's
they're just getting angles right now, left and right.
Yeah, well played and good angles by Gambino right here. Meta Grenade is just gonna lost the helmet and just gonna heal up right here and wait for the push. Yeah. And obviously he has the info, as you said, because
but there's not much he can do at this point, really.
No, if he makes it out of here, it's because he's gonna snake it out in the smoke or just run away like crazy. But that's really smart moves right here, taking the smoke and utilizing that, maybe getting away safely. Just gonna scan there a little here and see if he can find some action. Oh, Tumai gonna get sniped from somewhere else. Taking shots from the western side, and he's gonna have to run back to that compound. It's Taylor J taking some shots, and he's gonna get a rock
in the
here.
Party right now.
Yeah.
Meta Grenade getting more shots from Ashek. Define getting another knock in the background. It's another team rotating south of Meta Grenade, and he does in fact go down. Tumai finishes the job.
Good job. And now we see this we talked about where Define Legit in Austin. They're gonna capitalize on this knock, and they're gonna be pushing up to that Harry Potter we have here in south. Oh, nice knock here. Well played.
Yep.
And Define Legit is gonna go down, and he's gonna be coming in safe, and Austin's gonna be able to pick that up.
He didn't want to res him outside. If you res him outside, another team is spotting you from a different compound and just headshots you, and you lose both players. So they wait until he crawls inside and safely reses him.
Yeah. And next zone here, Pops and Yasnaya. Still some of the compounds is outside, but we're probably gonna see a lot of teams pushing into Yasnaya already now. Two teams in the south here.
Action going on.
Zone. A knock on Extrify.
Yeah, Gula is outside the blue right now, so he's taking some damage. I mean, it's the early circle, it's the second phase. It's not going to do that much damage, but still, it will tick down. If they're holding you, you need to start moving in. And especially if your teammate's knocked. Really good nade from Gula.
Going down to 30% HP here from Base Hilm. But still, he's made at Extrify. He's still knocked outside the blue zone, so he's going to take more damage than just going down usually.
Yep.
So Gula has to really make some big plays right here. He's going to go down there to Base Hilm.
Base him with 2 kills. Good stuff.
Well played by him. And we're going to have Tumai, Ashek, and Define a Jig in Austin with 3 kills, sharing the top kill right now. And we already see these players. They're going to be...
as we said, it goes to Yasnaya, and you see teams just crashing into each apartment. You saw Gambino took the southeast already apartments. Talon, who's Jimmy. Folika was already at Yasnaya. He was chilling there, but it's just easy to take compounds from the outside and just crash into Yasnaya.
Yep. But also, there's more kills in Yasnaya. You would expect more players, maybe some of the unexperienced competitive players, to be in Yasnaya already.
Yep.
So there is more kills to hunt in Yasnaya if that's what you're looking for, and I think Gambino is hungry for more kills. Ashek and Tumai, they're skilled players.
But when it's Yasnaya and it's just apartments versus apartments, it's really hard to actually get. We see Ghost Gaming doing X Games right now, but didn't manage to do that barrel roll. Unfortunately, flips on their back, and they're gonna have to run.
Calculated experience right here. Good plays by the NA driving. Most of the teams are actually in the southern side here. They're not contested in the northwestern side. Ghost Gaming.
Folika actually goes down. He gets pushed by Shopshoft. And that's C9 actually down for now. 19 his body squiggling. Okay. Folika's dead. So yeah, 19th place for Folika and Moody. That's not really the start they want to have. They still have 4 more games. It's not the end of the world, but not ideal. See Terrorgate rotating. He was at Rozok earlier.
And he's going to go late into the circles.
He's going late.
He's not even going to cross the bridge. He's just going to wait here, see what happens. Maybe take another car. Yeah, he's going to swap that vehicle straight up.
Oh, this is going to be tough. They've heard him. Cantress and Louds.
They're going to wait for him. Or is he going to drive and swap north? Yeah, he is. He's not going to go over that bridge. doesn't believe that being safe.
Fortunately, it's locking into other players right now. But Interrogate is going to go the north part, so he should be okay. He's not taking the bridge.
Is he going into the water? He is.
He is, in fact, going to the water.
He's going to go into the water and he's going to swim in safely.
So we see another team crashing into Yasnaya. They're getting shot unsprayed by the opponents from Gambino. Gambino does, in fact, get a knock. We got a spectator issue there, but now Crow is down base hill behind the UAZ. He's going to try and escape this. He should be fine. I think he's going to be able to res his teammate. They're not getting the best angle from there. Unless Gambino throw a grenade right now, this should be resable. And never mind, as I say that, the big T spoils the party from the north side of Yasnaya.
On a headshot straight there.
And that's one of the things that Ghost Gaming we saw do earlier. They opened the door and let him crawl in for a reason. They should have done the same thing there. They could have opened the door, crawl into that compound, and then res. They resed in that corner in open ground, which was not ideal.
Obviously, you're gonna expect with 30 people alive that there's gonna be other people in Yasnaya. So, yeah, utilizing those doors and getting people in safe. It's not just one squad that's shooting at you. It's all the other squads being aware because of the sounds, because of the shots. Gonna be aware of this action coming.
Action is coming.
Yes. Boomso here in the southern part of the area. He's gonna be driving into his teammate as well. And Tumai and Ashik, they're gonna rotate out. They're gonna rotate further east, right? It's gonna.
They had like an okay spot in the circle, but they're looking for an even better spot. I think they already scouted the police station and they knew it was free because there was no shots from there earlier. So they're gonna take even a better spot now. And this is what the good teams normally do. Like the difference between good teams and really good teams, right? The great teams is rotating when they're in a good spot into a better spot, and that's what Gambino is known for. They're really known for getting into better spots. So they're gonna take control over that police station. They're gonna have an overview of pretty much everything on the north side. As you can see, they're taking shots at Boomso rotating.
Boomso and team number 19 here, they're actually going to take a really good spot here, because if it doesn't turn into Yasnaya, then everybody's going to have to run in the open, obviously, and they're just going to be able to wait in there and probably get into a top 5 or top 10 situation. But obviously, Gambino right here, these guys, they're hungry for more kills, so they're going to take one of the spots that's going to get you more kills if you're in.
4 kills right now.
Yeah, well played by them. All 4 kills on Tumai. So Ashik needs to step up if he doesn't want to get...
He's just last hitting.
Yeah, of course. All the damage is on Ashik, Tumai just last hitting all the way.
It could be possible. Yeah, I mean, that's... it's a
NA strat.
it's a team game, yeah.
Yeah, it is. Maybe it's Ashik doing all the clever calls. Sharp shot here. HD, he's going to be waiting just in the compound. He is inside, and team number 9, they're going to be rotating further into Yasnaya because they're just on the edge right here.
Interrogate is taking his time to get into the circle. He came in from the water, started swimming, and now he's slowly running in. He should be fine for now.
He'll be running to the nursery because it's still in, and then it's just going to move through the city.
You see Kiro on the south side of the map trying to get in, and I think the Gambino boys have spotted them and taken some shots. Vorex and Kiro running in, but this is like the weaker side of the police station. It's these trees. You don't really get to see the south part because it just covers it all. So if Vorex just runs a little bit to the right, he should be okay. Whoa.
Oh, nice headshot by Ashik here.
Ashik landing really good shots into Vorex there.
Had a car, doesn't matter, just going to take that M4, tap a couple of times and hit him in the head.
I mean, running targets, normally ARs are much better than sniper rifles.
Yeah, obviously.
So that's 5 kills for them right now.
Kiro is going to be safe inside those booths.
Getting a knockout.
On Grimkin.
I think he'll probably finish him. Yeah.
You also have a good position in the barn right there. A lot of teams in the southwestern part of the city still. Secret completely alone with his teammate in the northeastern part of the apartments.
Ashek just took out some tires from the big T, ZUAZ, so he doesn't use it anymore.
Yeah. And then we're going to get the new zone. We're going to
flip the
bit south.
Yep.
But still a lot of the open areas inside. So Boomso and
a lot of teams on the west are going to have to push in into compounds. So we're probably going to see some close quarters action going on on the western Yasnaya. Austin and Define already moving in early. They don't want to straggle around the edge.
And the third time that this circle flips away from Interrogate here.
Yep.
He's not happy about that being alone. It's a rough time for him.
And Ashek landing some really good shots onto Boomzo and his teammate.
Oh, Boomzo gotten stolen there by Warwick, and Slippery as well getting stolen by Warwick.
Warwick just stole 2 kills from Gambino right here. Gambino's not going to be happy. They could have had 7 kills, but now Warwick just from the north part of the map takes some kills and he's going to drive the Dacia. These are kind of tough shots to land on to Warwick.
Yeah. But well played by Warwick, stealing those kills, those points.
So you saw Austin and the final keep moving, keep pushing east. They don't want to be on the edge when the zone kicks in because they're probably hearing these shots. Mossy finishes a sharp shot.
Warwick got some stream loot right there. He didn't take the orc actually. Or did he?
He was getting shot from Tumai and
okay.
Ashek on that angle, and he didn't want to risk it. And the zone was coming too.
And he has a chance. He has a chance moving into the northern part of the city. He doesn't know it's open, obviously, but there's only one team in the 5 apartments in the northwestern side.
Yep.
So you just smash that car there and there. But let's see what's gonna happen later when the zone starts moving on him. See here, the
Totality Terrorgate does end up going down 15th place for Totality. So Totality and C9 have actually ended up dying pretty early.
Yeah. Tumai killing Warwick as a revenge for stealing those 2 kills.
Yep.
Who's Jimmy knocking Grimken? Ghost Gaming here. They're gonna take a good position and try to get some of those kills rotating in from the western side.
They're a good compound right now in that part of this now.
A lot of teams live. This is usually what we see in these big city fights.
Yep.
13 teams alive, 22 alive in a rather small circle. But of course, there's a lot of compounds in. There could be 20 teams in here without a problem with all those houses and compounds and apartments. Loud Sask Boy 306 TV is looking in his 4x. He's making a spot rectify Soccer here, taking shots, not connecting anyone yet. They do just have some patient waiting game here. Again, just looking through the scope instead of third person peeking, but
and it goes to the further east of the map. It's northeast,
again.
kind of open, and Gambino have pretty good spot if they manage to go to the mansion. But Tumai falls down from the police station and gets knocked jumping out. I don't know if he got shot. I didn't hear any shots, so I guess that distance. I'm pretty sure that distance doesn't knock you out. I don't know what happened there.
Maybe jumped up into the air.
I have no clue. Isn't maybe a new
Usually
tactic?
you don't get knocked. Yeah, new tactic, just getting knocked. I mean,
but they're gonna have that mansion gallery place to the right of them, just above that. They're gonna have full control of the whole field, so they're gonna be in definitely the most prime spot. And whilst every other team is just gonna fight on the western side now, it's gonna be pretty chaotic.
Ghost Gaming moving into the Big T's house here.
Yeah.
I think they're aware that he's above, because he's stepping around and hitting some of those windows out. We're trying to bait Soko here, knocking Who's Jimmy.
Yep. The final Legit is going to push up, aggressive team. They did push up on the C9 earlier, and they're not afraid to push again. I don't know if they know the Big T is alone. I would imagine maybe. They're only hearing one footstep. They're going to cook a nade into the right room first, and then probably they say, oh, it bounces out, unfortunately. Maybe that will help him. It not bounce in. It did not. But tried to clear the right room, and once he cleared the right room, he knows it's only in the left. Now he doesn't really know because it bounces out.
Yeah. Secret killing Herbie13 here, knocking him and killing him with a headshot.
They're outside the circle right now too, so they need to get this fight over and done with. A lot of fights going on the south side.
Pushed by another team as well.
Yep. Taylor J pushing in the Ghost Gaming. Austin is down to 1% HP. He does get knocked down.
Getting a hit on the other side.
Multiple teams in action right now here. Ghost Gaming want to invade a team in this compound, and now they're just getting overrun. The final Legit does go down. 9th place for Ghost Gaming, unfortunately for them. This is just chaotic right now. So many teams pushing it at once. Stompy ruining Ghost Gaming's game 1.
Again, when you see these eastern circles going east, 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 we're going to see a lot of teams coming in from the west and a lot of this action. You can see a lot of
action. Big T is left alone, gets one knock on Stompy, good stuff. Actually
the other guy
finished that
get
team.
knocked,
Yep. Mossy on the southern side, pushing up. Two teams on this south side, actually.
Good position on them as well.
Does Gambino have the one floor compound box? Big T with another kill. He's alone, but he's doing work. Okay, that M249.
Oh, nice shot. Nice hit. Nice hits connecting right there on kickstart. And Mossy has been knocked.
Gets
try to get
a
him.
trade.
The Big T sneaking up here. He was a bit aware of the fighting going
behind
on
a
here.
little small ridge there, and not being
Really
spotted.
good ridge, actually. Moving out to this, he's going to be able to sneak all the way into the zone.
Kickstart finishes Rectify Blues, and now it's a 2v1v1 situation.
Oh, nading out Rectify here.
Might be a good nade. Nope.
Nope, not connecting anything. I think Big T's aware of Kickstart's position right here.
It's actually not a bad spot right now that the Big T's on,
moving
but
up.
standing up is not most ideal. Gets
Knocking
a knock.
Mossy. Well played by Big T. Kickstart's gonna hide behind that. And
8 kills for Kickstart and Mossy out of nowhere.
Well played
They
by
just
them.
killed so many players when this.
Tumai's
zone
gonna
shrunk in.
spot the Big T right here. Taking shots from him, connecting 1, 2.
Oh, Big
And
T!
Well played, Big T, knocking Tumai, being super aggressive here. Ashik is gonna put in Rectify, taking out Kickstart here, and I'm there out as 4th. Tumai has been knocked before because he jumped down from that roof. So
this
he's
is the
gonna
second knock, and he has to res here, kind of in the openish, but I don't think Big T sees it, and it's behind a bush.
Big T's actually the only guy inside the zone right now, so he can guard a bit if he wants to do that.
It's
but
2v1v1 right now, though.
Yeah, and Ashik, he's going to be aware of the Big T's location, but is he aware
they know
of
where he is.
Soko? Oh, I maybe spotted him, and the zone starts to move in slowly right now.
As soon as they spot the Rectify Soko, then they know where Big T is. They can win this game. They just need to find that the last player.
I think Big T actually smoked that smoke just to block the view from Gambino right here. This very clever place. Is Ashik able to see the Big T here? Doesn't look like it.
He has a grenade. He's going to find that direction.
Is this a Kobe? This is a Kobe, I think.
It
does look like
it's going to do a little bit of damage. No. But he got attacked from all different angles there.
Yep.
Soko and Tumai was shooting at him, unfortunately, for Big
this house
T.
is actually inside.
It is partially in, yes.
He's going to be able to sit in the corner.
Oh, no, it's not.
Nope.
No, it's
Get
not.
out.
Oh, he's taking a lot of damage. And Gambino have spotted him. And Gambino end up winning. 6 kills for them.
7, actually.
7, sorry, yeah.
Because Ashik also did that insane headshot. And we see...
on the play zone there, they didn't get that kill, unfortunately.
No.
Again, another play zone spoiler.
Yeah.
We got Rectified. They ended up with 5 kills. Big T kind of clutching his way. Clutching his way, because he was alone for a while there. iClue, I don't see iClue for a while, so he did clutch his way to 3rd place. Kickstart and Mossy ended up with 8 kills, so the most kills in game 1.
Well played.
They managed to pretty much not sneak their way, but like push their way through from the west side and got a lot of kills from there.
Yeah.
So really good stuff from them.
Define Legit, then Austin from Ghost Gaming, 4 kills, 9th place. And then we lost Totality guys quite early.
And C9 as well.
We lost C9 quite early. It was Define Legit that did a really good push with the Tommy gun.
That's one of the disadvantages of going early to take a compound. If another team sees you that you're alone, they can just 2v1 push you, and it's really scary. That's something that good from Define Legit, so spotting it and calling it out, right? So he
missed with the nade though, so Austin he kind of
could have been scary.
It
could have been scary.
Could have been a self knock right there, but that didn't happen. But they didn't come in top 5. But I think we're gonna be seeing some good pushes from them and some more good gameplay from them.
Okay, I think we're ready for a break, so we'll be back in about 5 minutes.